Now I would like to introduce our last speaker, the founder of the Second Amendment March, Skip Coryell. Sure, thank you.
25 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Well, hello, Ohio.
Hi, Skip.
Thank you very much for inviting me here. I especially want to thank you for the sunshine. I'm from Michigan, so we don't get a whole lot of sunshine, especially this time of year, so thank you very, very much. I was listening to some of your politicians here, and it would appear that they're not really politicians. They're leaders. We don't really need any more politicians. I like your Attorney General, if he's still here. Good guy. I started this march, Second Amendment March, way back into January 2009. There were a lot of people who were concerned about the direction of our country. As it turns out, those people who were concerned, I think their concerns and their fears turned out to be merited. Lately, I've been catching a lot of crap from a lot of different people on why are you going to march on Washington, D.C.? This is mostly from the media. They say, you know, no one's trying to take away your guns, nobody's passing any bills. The president hasn't signed any anti-gun legislation into law. So why now? Why are you doing this now? And I try and explain to them that it's not just about protecting the rights that we already have. It's about trying to get back the rights that we've already lost. You know, the media doesn't understand that, but I'm okay with that. I don't expect them to understand that. We've got over 20,000 gun laws on the books here in America. I think 20,000 is more than enough to do the job. Personally, I think part of the job that we have to do is get rid of a lot of those, because they're just a bunch of crap. And they say, well, what would you do? You know, what gun law do you think is good? I said, well, there's a lot of good gun laws we could have. How about if a guy comes up and tries to mug me, you got to shoot him? That's a good law. How about if some guy tries to rape your wife, you double tap center of exposed mass until the threat stops? That's a good law. And for us, how about thou shalt not commit murder? That's the supreme law of the land. That's been here since Moses. God made that one. Can I say God here on... Yeah. Can I do that? Yeah. Do I need a permit to say God? I didn't think so. You know, the government, God bless them, did not give us the right to keep and bear arms. God gave us that right. No one can take away a right given by God except God. And I was just talking to him this morning, and he assured me that our rights are safe. The right to keep and bear arms cannot be taken away. It can only be given away. God gave it to you. It's yours. You can have it forever. But you can give it away. I implore you that you never, ever, ever do that. Stand up, fight, do whatever you got to do. I've been catching a lot of crap from the media about marching on Washington, D.C. And for some reason, they think that we are invading the Capitol with M16s and bayonets. And that's just an out-and-out lie. You go on our website, secondamendmentmarch.com, and right there in bright yellow boldness is no firearms allowed. It's against the law. It's wrong, but it's against the law. My father taught me when something is wrong, when a law is wrong, you don't break the law, you change the law. And that's what we have to do. There are thousands and thousands of anti-gun laws that we have to get rid of. We got to toss them out. We did not get where we are today overnight. It has taken decades and decades for us to incrementally work ourselves into bondage. And it may take decades to get out, but that's all the more reason to step up the pace. Like the guy said earlier, get louder. Go ahead and get louder. I liken the Second Amendment March to Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. This little lady, Rosa Parks, she was sitting in the back of that bus. She was an American, she was a citizen, but she knew that the law was wrong. She knew it. In the very crux and core, every fiber of her soul, she knew it was wrong. And that tiny little lady, she got up, she walked to the front of the bus, and she said, "Go ahead. Make my day." And they arrested her. In fact, she was arrested several times. And Martin Luther King after her. But they did it peacefully. They never fired a shot. They never had to. They just had to stand up, and their weapon was the courage inside their heart. And I know some of you are afraid. I've been afraid over the past year about a lot of different things. There's nothing wrong with that. But fear is the weakest part of a person's character. The antidote for fear is courage. You just have to stand up, like that little lady did. You stand up and you say no to the government. When I was down in Kentucky a few weeks ago, that's kind of a rowdy bunch down there.
Yeah.
I felt at home. I feel at home here too. But you know, sometimes you just have to peacefully stand up and say, federal government, kiss my ass. You just gotta do it. Sometimes they're crying out to have you say it. It needs to be said. It needs to be done. And that's why we're marching on Washington, D.C. It'll be peaceful. Nobody's going to get hurt. The police will be there to protect us. Here in Ohio, you guys have done a good job. You know, from Michigan, we've been watching from Michigan. I think we got our shall issue CCW maybe a year or two before you guys did. And our law wasn't perfect either. But we've upgraded it, and you guys have upgraded yours. And we just got to keep going. Because one of the laws of nature is human nature. There will always be someone, one segment of society will always want to dominate another segment of society. Someone will always be trying to take away your freedom. Government